to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everybody, you are listening to episode 59, Possibility versus Certainty. Hello everybody. Hey, how are you guys doing? I have been so busy the past week and the past couple of weeks. I'm actually getting kind of tired, which is unusual for me. I've been really just trying to wrap up a lot of loose ends and had a lot of coaching sessions this week, awesome ones, and leading a group coaching program, my premium career group. I've just been tying up a lot of loose ends and trying to get a lot of things wrapped up here before I have a couple of trips and take about a 3-week hiatus. So I'm super excited. I'm a little excited but freaked out about being off the grid for a couple of weeks, but I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be very needed. I've been really in just work mode for like 4 years straight since I started my company, which is great because I love what I do, but this will definitely be the longest I've taken some time off. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I've got some exciting things planned. But today's show, so possibility versus certainty. What does that mean? What does she mean by that, right? Kind of one of those more philosophical kind of big picture topics that I love so much. But so what I'm thinking about for the show, what is the secret to achieving more? Why are some people more successful than others? And I think that it comes down to certainty versus possibility. In order for you to move up and move to the next level and go somewhere you've never been, you've got to be willing to let go of certainty and embrace possibility. This could mean so many things. And I have to give credit here where credit is due, definitely. So a little shout out to one of my listeners and former clients. This phrase, possibility versus certainty, actually came to me from this client of mine. And just very briefly, what his situation was is he decided to go ahead and walk away from the job that he had been at for a while and didn't have a new one lined up, but just was kind of in a situation where he thought, okay, I need to leave. I need some space. I need to go ahead and let go of this before I can find my new opportunity. And I love that mentality. So he went ahead and left his job and is intentionally taking some time off. And so he wrote to me a little bit and he said that he felt like he was trading a whole lot of certainty for a whole lot of possibility. And when I heard him say that, it just struck me and I loved it. And I love it when my clients inspire me because I get told a lot that I inspire other people, but my clients inspire me. I love that. So I told him I was going to have to borrow that and make a show out of it because it just stuck in my brain. Possibility versus certainty. So I'm going to talk to you guys more about that today. And because I'm a sucker for quotes. I love inspirational quotes. I really do. So I'm really excited to kind of explore this with you guys today. And I'm somewhat kind of unscripted here. I'm just going to kind of see where this goes and share with you my definition of what that phrase means and what it could mean for you and some ideas about how maybe you can invite some possibility into your life, right? So I love this because the whole phrase is just so, it's kind of intriguing, it's kind of mysterious and vague and abstract, all those things that I love, right? I think I mentioned on a show in the past that when I first declared my major in college that I was a philosophy major, which is so different than what I actually ended up majoring in school. But that is still kind of with me today. I think I still have elements of that that philosophical mind that I bring to my life and to my coaching. Maybe that's why I became a life coach. But that's about the only way I think that you can make a living out of being a philosophy major anyway. But anyway, so I love topics like this. And I often get inspiration for shows this way. I will get a phrase or a word or a sentence that just sticks with me, and then I figure out what it means to me later. I love doing this a lot. So this was one of those. But what this means to me is, it's about realizing, and just like my client realized, that there are moments that come in life where you have to let go of the guarantee, the safe choice, the certainty, before you can open up and invite any new possibilities in, because it could be that situation that you're in is blocking you from seeing what else could be out there. Maybe you've been so engrossed in your current job and it's been consuming you so much that you don't have any time or energy or space in your mind to begin looking for another one. So it's like all the possibilities are closed off. And I think a lot of us get into this situation. And I actually can remember my own experience years ago when right before I got laid off from working at Jenny Craig. It was the longest I had ever been at a job. And I literally could not envision myself working anywhere else, because for over 5 years, this had been my identity at this job. It really had. And I had, I don't know, I think I had limited my own possibilities because I put so much into that job. I really didn't know where I was going to go. I couldn't foresee the possibilities. But of course, they ended up coming. And I look back on that now and I'm like, of course, there were other possibilities. Look at me now. But at the time, I couldn't see those because I was staying with something that was certain. And eventually, the way that story ends, I got laid off. So life forced me out, which is a really great thing. But there's 2 quotes here that I want to share with you. And the funny thing is, I've had these 2 quotes for a long time, years actually, and I actually reference them in my ebook, Career Uprising, which is on my website and it's on Amazon. But I reference these 2 quotes in the book. So they've had them saved for years. And it wasn't until I was preparing for this show and had this phrase and this concept of possibility versus certainty in my mind that I went back and realized that these 2 quotes that I love, I think I have one of them in my email signature maybe. These 2 quotes, that is exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about possibility versus certainty. I just had never put a name to it, and I just thought it was so synchronistic. So the first one is by Joseph Campbell, and he says, "We must be willing to let go of the life we had planned in order to accept the one that is waiting for us." I love this. So what he's saying is we must be willing to let go of certainty in order to invite in possibility. Another one is Christopher Columbus, who said, "You can never cross the ocean until you have courage to lose sight of the shore." I love that too. That's saying the same thing. You can never invite in new possibilities until you have the courage to let go of what's in front of you and what's certain. I think it's just so cool that I've always had these, and now they've come full circle, and it kind of have new meaning to me now that I have this phrase. This phrase really has been a gift for me. So how does this relate to our careers and our day-to-day lives? Well, however you want it to, really. But what I see a lot in people is, thinking that we always have to have another job lined up before we can get a new one, which is not always true. Just like my friend, my client, sometimes you have to let go of one thing before you'll ever be able to see the other. I really do believe that. It just depends on the situation. But if you're so engrossed and so caught up, or maybe even in a toxic environment, you may have to let go before you can find the next thing. It's scary, but it's also kind of exhilarating. Or maybe sometimes we think we just have to have everything perfect and everything figured out. I know exactly what I'm going to do next before we take any action. And that's almost never true. Okay? So if you're holding back on taking action on or making a move or a risk in your career because you think you want it to be perfect and all figured out, you're holding on and clinging to certainty and limiting your possibility. Or maybe you're afraid to ask for a raise or a promotion because maybe you'll get rejected. But yet, if you don't let go of your current comfort and certainty, the possibility of that raise or promotion will never even be there. Do you see how you're in charge of your own destiny here? Do you see how possibility is not something you find, it's something you create? Possibility is not something you find, it's something you create. All right. Let's think on that. Let that marinate for a second. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to share with you 2 personal examples of times when I have let go of certainty to invite in possibility. And then I have 5 steps that you can take to invite in more possibility into your life. Okay? We'll be right back. Everyone, while the show takes a quick break, I want to tell you about 2 ways that you can get help in your career for free. First, you can sign up for my mailing list and be a part of my community. I offer all kinds of advice and solutions for your career problems. I also have a free guide that I created just for you called Strategies for Interview Success, and you'll get it instantly in your inbox as soon as you sign up. So head on over to careeruprising.com/sign up and get on the list today. Then, when you're done with that, you can join my amazing Facebook group. It's also called Career Uprising, and it's growing every day. You can interact with me and ask questions about your own situation. So go on over to Facebook groups and search for Career Uprising, and I can't wait to connect with you. All right, let's get back to the show. And we are back. All right. So I promised that I would share with you a couple of personal examples of how I have applied this concept today of possibility versus certainty. So a lot of you, maybe you know my story. I left the corporate world at a pretty early age, at about 31, after only about 8 years of working experience post-college. And I began coaching people twice my age and telling them what to do in their careers, which I still do today. And now it's broadened even more to life coaching. But when I say that out loud and I think about that, it sounds completely illogical. I took a risk. I was willing to walk away from a paying job and a perfectly good career track that I was on and let go of certainty and a steady paycheck to see what the possibilities would be. And there was zero certainty in this, zero. It was absolutely a possibility that it may not work and I may have to go back to working a regular job. And I did at first. I did after just a couple of months of trying my business out. I had to go back. I still kept doing my company. I didn't see it as a failure. I didn't stop. But I eventually found my way. It took me about a year, but I made it happen. That was a risk. That was letting go of certainty. And sometimes I amaze myself when I think about the courage that must have taken. That's awesome. And then more recently, a lot of you who've been listening recently know that I had a very surprise and big health challenge just a couple of months ago that temporarily robbed me of all the certainty that I had. Absolutely. I have not known fear like I did back when they thought I had cancer a couple of months ago. Unbelievable. But yet, I don't regret anything. It opened up so many new possibilities for me. And I'm in good health. I've got a great prognosis. I'm feeling amazing. But going through that and temporarily suspending certainty and safety and happiness and all of that was one of the greatest gifts. Because as a result, I'm more invigorated now than ever. I'm more grateful than ever. And I've really broadened up what I coach people on. It's still mostly about careers, but I'm seeing the bigger picture now. Because of that health challenge, it opened up this possibility of, well, maybe I can coach people through health challenges and personal challenges. Maybe I can help people to see the connections between all the patterns in their life, not just their career, how it all relates. It's opened up a world of possibility for me, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So my challenge for you, where in your life are you clinging to certainty? Keeping things the status quo so you feel safe. And what possibilities might you be missing by doing this? So here's a couple of ways that I think that you could invite more possibility into your life. Number one, follow your curiosity. I feel like a broken record, but that's totally okay. That's okay. I think it's important to hear things more than once because I know I say that a lot to my clients and I've said it a lot on this show. That's okay. I think that we lose a lot of this curiosity as we become adults, which is a shame. Because when I think about where I am today, how happy I am in my career, how fulfilled I am, how much fun I have, I would not have achieved any of this if I hadn't followed that curiosity that said, that's a possibility. Maybe you could do that. I wonder what would happen if we tried this. Let's see. This is how everything gets invented. All the greatest scientists, everybody who's ever invented anything, I guarantee you, they followed their curiosity. I'm doing that now. Number two, focus on how you want to feel in life. When you focus on the emotional endpoint, that is where all creation begins. Focusing on how you want this new career to make you feel, how you want that new relationship to make you feel, whatever it may be, how having more money is going to make you feel. This is how you start leaning into it and channeling it and creating it before it's actually here in the physical. You have to be clear on not just what you want, but even more than that, how you want to feel. This opens up a world of possibilities. I knew years ago that I wanted to feel a greater sense of freedom and autonomy in my career. I wanted to be able to work for myself. I wanted to be able to set my own schedule. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, for who I wanted to do it for. And that was a feeling that I was leaning into for a while that led me to where I am today. So start with the feeling. Number three, if you don't already, I would love for you to be open to some sort of spiritual practice, or even just, it doesn't even have to be attached to any spiritual beliefs, but meditation, some kind of stillness, solitude, some kind of quiet inner practice that you do hopefully every day, or at least on a semi-regular basis. And the goal of this is to quiet the noise, get rid of everyone else's voice, and listen to your voice. You have to peel back all of the noise and all of the other people's opinions, things people call you, things people project onto you. Get rid of all of that. But you can't get rid of all that until you quiet yourself a little bit. I think that this is an enormous gateway to possibility, is to have some quiet time, prayer, meditation, just solitude, whatever you want. Make it look like whatever you want. Visualizations. But you need time for yourself where it's just you and your own brain. Not everyone else's, not your bosses, not all that. Then number 4, I want you to consider when you're done with the quiet and getting rid of everybody else, then I want you to talk to other people. Get support. Get a mentor. Talk to people who are in the line of work that maybe you want to get into. Get curious that way. Start engaging other people and having a support system of like-minded people who can support this potential new path or new possibility that you want. And number 5, one of my favorites, might not sound like it makes a lot of sense, but it does. Spend time in nature. This is a great way for me to open up possibility. In fact, just the other day, I was here in my office working, and I'd been in front of the computer for a while, and I just felt like I needed a break. I just felt stuffy. And I just went outside and took a walk. I'm very lucky that we have a very walkable neighborhood here with sidewalks and just a big loop. The neighborhood makes a big circle. So I just walked one time around the circle, and I loved it. And I walked at an intentionally slow pace, took my time, and I told myself when I came back, I was going to feel refreshed. I love that. That's a great way to invite possibility. So just to recap, follow your curiosity, focus on how you want to feel, meditate, get a mentor, talk to other people, spend time in nature. These are just a couple of ways that you can invite more possibility into your life. But remember where possibility comes from, your mind, never the outside world. Nothing in the outside world exists, including you, without first existing in consciousness and thinking about it. Anything, literally anything can exist if you decide for it to. The possibilities that exist in your reality are defined by your beliefs and your emotions. So when you say something is impossible, it actually becomes impossible for you. If you believe that life is difficult, you will experience things that will reinforce that. Problems, setbacks. Surprise! Life will be difficult. If you believe that you're not capable, not competent, no one will hire me, are you really going to achieve any of those things? Will you even take action towards them? You're not going to take action towards it if you don't believe it's possible. Think about those things, okay? All right. Short and sweet. There you have it, my friends. I hope that helps you. Keep this message with you all through the days and weeks ahead, and I dare you to act on it. Where are you closing off opportunity by clinging too tightly to certainty? All right? So if you're listening to this in real time, I will be back more like mid-August with a new show, I think around August 12th probably. So just a smidge of a break in there. But I'm going to be inviting possibility into my life. I'm going to be spending time in nature, reconnecting with my family. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back refreshed, invigorated with new ideas, new possibilities. I probably will, honestly. I probably will. I know well enough that this is how it works, right? This is how we get inspiration. So I hope that serves you, and I love you guys, and thank you for listening, and I will be back and talk to you guys next time, okay? Take care. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show is brought to you by inflowradio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.